So, how I got over my disappointment. The first is, don't beat yourself up. That goes without saying. I know that you will at first, because what mum really wants to say, oh, I don't want a boy, but I'm carrying a boy. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just know that this is a natural emotion that you are feeling. And if all else fails, just remind yourself that you are not disappointed with your unborn baby. You are not disappointed with your baby. What you are disappointed about is the fact that you have built up a fantasy that hasn't been realized this time. That's all it is. I had to break down the thought process and know that, if I had lost a boy the first time, I would have wanted a boy this time. And it's because I have lost a girl the first time. That's why I really wanted a girl this time. And that's really the reason for me. So that would be the first thing. Don't beat yourself up. The second thing I would say is don't allow yourself to feel guilty. It's such an easy thing to feel. When you're pregnant, you've got a world of emotions just running through, and one day you're up, the next day you're down for one reason or the other. Or if you're a woman who, for whatever reason, whatever experiences you've had in your previous pregnancies, you might, have some concerns even. This is just not another thing you need to add on top of your plate. So don't feel guilty. Just know now that you are not alone. That's why I'm making this video, just to say that I have experienced this myself. So don't feel guilty. You're not the only one who has ever gone through this. And if you Google gender disappointment, for example, you will find threads of information from women just like yourself and like me who have felt this way. And I hope that you can find mechanisms of how to really, really move forward. My third point would be, try to figure out why you are disappointed. Your reasons may not be the same as mine. Like I've made clear what my reasons were. I was pregnant with a girl, I lost a girl, so I wanted a girl. Clear. Your reasons might be something totally different. But one of the steps to moving forward, I would say, that helped me is actually breaking down and working out why I felt disappointed. This helped me to stop feeling guilty, because then I knew, okay, I'm not upset with my baby. I would have wanted a boy anyway at some point, so might as well be now. So working out the reason why you feel disappointed will help you to moving a step closer to just accepting and just loving your baby for who they are and whatever gender they are. My fourth point that I would say, and which is what I did, is find a safe place or a person to talk to about this. I've mentioned this before. Don't bottle it inside. Mine was my husband and my family. And my mum is just so wonderful. What she said to me was, she said, Pam, you can have a girl any day. She said, girls are so easy in our family. Remember, look at all the girls we have in the family. And we are quite a woman-heavy, female-heavy family, And she said, you can have a girl anytime. She said, but a boy, we tend to look for in this family. So good, you're having a boy. At least you know that you've had a girl before and you're having a boy now. So you've had both genders, and you don't have to deal with the fact that, you could possibly be having all girls or possibly be having all boys. You know that you've had both, and so you can do it again. And I felt good. And my husband said the same thing, He just said, well, at least we know we can have both children. So, and this isn't going to be our only baby. So just understand that we're going to have more, and you will have your girl one day. And it was just so important to have those people, by my side, and who are championing me, and who are on my team, and who haven't berated me for feeling the way I do, and who have told me that they totally understand, and they have helped me to have a look at the other spectrum of things as well. Now, a couple of practical things I have done is, and I would advise a person to do as well, is make a list, or make a list of at least 10 things that for whatever gender of baby you wanted. So say you're pregnant with a boy but you really wanted a girl, or you're pregnant with a girl but you really wanted a boy. Make a list of what you really, really wanted for that baby that you don't have. So if it was a girl, what was it about having a girl that really, really fascinated you? What was it that you fantasized about? Or if it's a boy, what did you dream of doing with this boy? So, for example, I really wanted to do my baby's hair. I'm really into hair, and I just dreamt of, all these different hairstyles and all these different things we could do together. We could cook together, do shopping, and I just really, really fantasized about all the pretty baby girl clothes that there are, and all those things that, are really nothing in when you look at the bigger picture, but you know, these were my fantasies and it's somebody else's as well. My husband, on the other hand, would be fantasizing about what he could do with a boy, because you know, men generally tend to want boys sometimes and so on. So make a list of those things. This really helped me, because a couple of days after I came back from my scan, I had to babysit my niece, and she is 18 months old. And it was so weird because for the first time, she normally comes on a Saturday morning for me to braid her hair for her. And so I did her hair, and afterwards, because my sister hadn't come to collect her, I took her out into the garden. My husband was gardening. So we got my niece involved, her name's Olivia. We got Olivia involved in gardening. We played a bit of football, and we played with bubbles, and we did some water play. We did so many different activities. And whilst we did those activities, I thought to myself, I could do this with a boy. I could do all of these things that I have enjoyed doing with my baby niece, with a girl. I could actually do all of these things with a boy, and that made me feel so good. Because I think one of my biggest fears is, what would I do with a boy? I just didn't know what to do. I fantasized about having girls so much that I just didn't know what I would do with a boy, and that was my biggest fear. And so having a list of all these things that I had fantasized about, and then going through them and knowing, yes, tick, I can do this with a boy, tick, a boy would enjoy doing these things with me. That really made me feel good about being pregnant with a boy. Another practical thing that I did that you could do as well is write a list of reasons why you are happy to have the baby that you are having. So I'm having a boy, I'm not having my girl, but I'm happy, and I've written a list. I've made a mental list, and I've actually written a list of reasons why I'm happy to have a boy. I've written down, as part of my list, all the fun things I can do with a boy. I've written down all the wonderful things my boy could become, and the wonderful relationship a mother could have with a son. To be able to say, I have a son. All those wonderful things that I'd never even really considered. My boy would look after me, he would look after, the house. He will just be a son to be proud of. And when all his siblings have come after him, he will be a good big brother, he will be a wonderful role model, he will be a protector, and so on. And, writing a list of all of these things, reasons why you are happy to have the child that you are having. So if it's a girl, write a list. Force yourself, find things to write about. I am happy to have a girl because, and write a list. Try and make it at least 10 things and find things to write. And the reasons why I do lists is because they are practical. And when you write things down, it tends to stick to your mind a bit more. And what we are trying to do, the whole purpose of this video and the whole purpose of this journey, is to renew your mind, to change your thinking from being disappointed to being excited. And lists is definitely a positive step towards that. So another point that I have done, and I would advise you to do to help you cope with gender disappointment, is to buy a gender-specific gift. So now you know what you're having. You're having a boy, or you're having a girl. Go into the store, go into Next, Mothercare, Zara, John Lewis, wherever you like to shop, and buy a pretty, beautiful, gorgeous dress for your baby girl, or buy a wonderful outfit for your baby boy. Buy something that's gender specific. Now this was a really good exercise for me, because I was so used to going into the shops and looking at the girls section, which was like 3 times as much as the boys section, mind you. Looking at all the pretty dresses and all the colours of pinks and yellows and oranges and peaches and greens, and every colour of the rainbow can be found in the girl section. But the boys, all I tend to see is just blue, and I'm just used to going, blues, okay, not my side, I'm looking over here, this is all mine. So this week I've had to go into the shop and go, I'm not looking here, I am looking here, and I'm gonna like what I see, because there's nothing wrong with it really. It's just about changing your mind. Okay, so last 3 points. The number 7 would be give a name to your baby. Now, like I said to you, I had lists of names, and one of the things that helped me was to actually give a name to my baby. Between myself and my husband, we chose a name, and I think a name is very important. A name really solidifies things. A name makes you know that it's real. A name helps you to connect. And when you call your child their name, you just mentally know that they exist. You just mentally know that they are there and they are who they are, and this is going to be their name, and they are real and they are human. And that leads me to my next point, which is connect. Find moments in your day to stop, feel, speak to your baby. Just take a moment to stop. Stop and place your hand on your tummy. Feel the kicks or the movement. Or even if your baby is asleep and isn't moving, just take a moment to talk to your baby or to think about your baby and say wonderful things. This is a great step into you being excited about the rest of this pregnancy. It's really, really important to do that. And my final point would be, just if all else fails and you ever feel down again, just remember that this baby is a gift. And not all gifts come in the same packages. But just because this baby hasn't arrived in the package that you were expecting, just remember that this child, this gift, has the potential to be the world's next so-and-so. Has the potential to be something big, someone to be proud of. Has the potential to be someone beyond your imagination. And so that is what I would say. These are the steps that I have taken to help me to cope with gender disappointment. I hope you have enjoyed them, and I hope you will use some of them. I hope you have tried some of them. And if you have, and if you found it helpful, please leave me a message, send me an email, or just contact me and share your story with me. I would really enjoy that. If I have sounded bummed up, it's because I have hay fever right now. But I hope you enjoy your day, and I'll see you on the next video.
Ladies and gents, turn up your sound system.